What up? What up? What up, world? We are back. I'm Anthony, aka Rasta, and this is Get Right Fantasy Network. And I'm here solo, man. It's a solo show tonight. On behalf of Dustin, Frank, and Classic Mike, they're all out tonight, so it's just me. We're grading our Friday night mock from last Friday, the 15th. Special thanks to Alex, the 420 Hustler, who joined us, was in the mock, joined us on stream. So that was a lot of fun last Friday night. So big thanks out there, Huss, and his crew for coming in. So we're gonna break down this draft, man, and kind of see how things are starting to shake out. Not too much really going on. In the league right now, we did wake up to playoff Lenny kind of being referred to now as Lenny Lacy, apparently coming in at 260 pounds roughly. He's listed at 6 foot, 228 ish. Um, Classic and I went back and forth on that first thing this morning, so that was a lot of fun. He moved him down apparently now to his RB 13. I still have him here as my RB 8. Maybe I move him back. Obviously, it's so early. That's what I was trying to tell him. Everyone's either in the best shape of their life or worst shape of their life. It's just obviously it's something to monitor. But again, we're talking about July 18th for a guy who's a pretty big guy anyway. He's not a DeAndre Swift or an ETN type guy. He's a bigger guy anyway. At 230. So we'll see how it happens. Let me know what you think. Are you fading Lenny? I mean, I think you should be drafting Rashad White anyway. Um, so I don't think it really changes too much now, but we'll see. So is what it is. Dim Boys in the house. What's up, Dim Boys? Saying what up, Get Right fam. Let's see who won this thing. And then he's saying it's oh, you're all by yourself because no one to be with you wearing that stupid ass hat. So of course I knew I was gonna get it. Need a little haircut going on here, but that's all right. Glad you can join us here, man. Appreciate you guys out there. If you guys do have any questions or anything, definitely drop them in the chat. Feel free to ask any questions that you have about players, situations, trades, whatever it is you have, redraft, dynasty, I don't care. Throw it at me. I'd love to talk some shop with you, especially since I'm here by myself. So other than that, in the league here, the kind of I guess bigger news of the day was Ian Rappaport coming out saying that J.K. Dobbins is no sure thing for week 1. He hasn't had any setbacks, but his knee injury was a serious one, and Baltimore has no incentive to rush him back. They protected themselves with veteran Mike Davis regardless. Apparently, J.K. Dobbins heard enough of all this and responded saying he might not even go on the pup, to start training camp, apparently. But he says that's how good his rehab is going, and I'm damn sure going to be ready for week 1. So, all of you or us, I have a share of J.K. Dobbins in Dynasty. We'll see how it goes. Again, another situation to monitor. Just keep in mind Mike Davis is there. Gus Bus is there as well too. So just keep your eye on those guys. It's going to be a fluid backfield. But at least you like to hear that type of thing. He's not like, oh yeah, I'm just kind of taking it day by day. To me, this made me laugh. Yeah, that is an ugly hat. What up, Wilson? Get out of here with that, my goats. What's up, my goats? You already know I won. Dennis in here saying you already know he won. So again, J.K. Dobbins news. I love it, man. This is the off season. We're getting geared up. Stuff's starting to come out there. So again, just keep your eye on it. Don't get too crazy. Don't get too high in the highs. Don't get too low on the lows. Just keep powering through it. And just keep your ear out there. And then just kind of last thing we'll touch on here. It is a little bit of Watson news saying he intends to sue the NFL if he does get a 1-year suspension. So I guess it's not off the table. We've been hearing a year indefinite, four games, 6 games, 8 games. Is what it is, man. We'll see what happens. Again, just another story to follow. So we'll see what happens. And again, we should be getting word here pretty soon from what everyone's saying. So we are going to get into these drafts here. We'll start breaking them down. Last thing I do want to mention, of course, for those of you who don't know already, underdogfantasy.com. Make sure you go there, check them out, get your best ball drafts in there. They have the Best Ball Mania 3 going on, $25 entry. First place is $2 million. Second place is $1 million. Third place, I believe, is 500K. Very nice. Good best ball stuff there. The puppy too just closed out over the weekend. I think I got about 20 something entries in there. It's a $5 entry. I believe first place gets about 50 grand for that. So not bad at all. Got a lot of best ball drafts in there. It's a fun way to mock, and you never know what can happen. So definitely keep you guys posted on that throughout the year. So again, underdogfantasy.com. Make sure you use that promo code get right. All right. So with that said, man, let's bring up the draft board here. I got I'm producing this thing all by myself today, so that's pretty fun. So let's see if I can figure out how to do this again without Mike here. But it's like riding a bike, Once I get back on the bike, we're all good. So shout out to everybody in here again. Big shout out to the 420 Hustler for coming in on the stream. We had a great group of drafters out here, so it was a real fun mock. We had Jeezy here in the 1 spot, Wilson 27 in the 2 spot, FF Season 1 in the 3 spot, and he went on auto. So we're gonna have to talk to you. This has been a couple times season, so you better watch out there, man. I think we're gonna have to put you in a little timeout, like on probation or something. So we'll see. But we got Prado Dynasty in here. We got the FF Hustlers 420 in the 5 spot. We got Classic Mike drafting in the 6 spot. We got Magoats in the 7. Big shout out to Shane Halam out here drafting in the 8 spot. We have the FF God 1 drafting here in the 9 spot. Them boys in the house drafting in the 10 spot. Awkward Shark Dad in the 11. And then yours truly in the 12th. And wasn't really looking good for me, but we'll see how it goes, man. John's in here saying Lenny's slim. Come on, man. He is, man. He's looking good. I had to send those treadmill, when he was running with Swift and Jamar Chase. They're all hitting that treadmill. I mean, he does look a little big, man, but he's still out there running. He's putting in the work. If he wasn't putting in the work, I'd be worried. But you see him out here working, throwing those weights around, so he'll be fine by the time it's ready to go. So anyway, let's move this thing on. Let's break it down, man. So we got Jeezy in the 1 spot here. Big shout out to Jeezy. Keep your eyes and ears open. I missed our conference call again yesterday, so sorry about that, Jeezy, but we will connect here. Want to get this guy here on camera for you guys here at Get Right. It will happen one day. So we'll see what he does here in the 1 spot. He goes JT at the 101. Again, this is a 1 QB. I believe we went 3 wide receivers in this, or just 2 wide receivers in the flex. That's actually kind of important. So let's find that out here real quick. Should have been prepared. Yeah. So 2 running backs, 3 wide receiver, and 2 flex are the positions here. 12 team. So again, it goes JT in the 1, comes around and gets Tyreek Hill and Debo on the turn. Then grabs St. Brown here in the 4th. Then goes AJ Dillon in the 5th. Hawkinson here in the 6th, then goes Melvin Gordon in the 7th, Lamar Jackson in the 8th, Michael Thomas in the 9th, James Robinson here in the 10th, Jarvis Landry in the 11th, Isaiah Spiller in the 12th, Jamison Williams in the 13th, and then a little Tua action here in the 14th. So basically, Jeezy, I think you started off really, really strong with this team. I'm not going to argue with those first, kind of 3 picks there. But you kind of lose me with St. Brown. I'm not the biggest St. Brown fan right now. I would have, easily went, Hollywood or DK or even Judy, Mike Williams, Mooney, Cooks. I kind of like every other receiver that went. Oh no, I think they went before. Oh yeah, no. So yeah, so that went after. So I like any of those guys kind of more there. And then just kind of from there, I just felt you got a little behind with Hawkinson a little early. Taking another little risk here with Thomas. We don't know how things are going to play out with him. Same thing with Robinson. So just a lot of question marks, with these guys, new situations. The only thing you could really feel kind of solid about is Jonathan Taylor and Lamar Jackson that you got here in the eighth. And I do like the Jamison Williams pick. We'll see what happens, down the road. But overall, man, I had to give you a C on this one. Came in as my ninth ranked team. Again, good start. Definitely something you can kind of, mess around with. But just for me, just a little risky. The construction's fine, but just kind of risky players. Again, come back. We'll draft it again. Again, that one spot's a little tough here in one QB. So we'll move it on. We have, let's see, Wilson here, drafted in the two spot. Wilson, big ambassador here. Appreciate everything you do for us, Wilson. Comes out here and drafts Eckler over McCaffrey. I have it McCaffrey, Taylor, Henry. So it went a little, different than my personal rankings here. But then goes Connor, Allen, Josh Jacobs in the fourth, Hollywood Brown in the fifth, Chris Godwin in the sixth, Rashad Penny in the seventh, Pat Fairmouth in the eighth. Then gets Joe Burrow in the ninth, Tyler Boyd in the 10th, Michael Gallup in the 11th, J.D. McKissick in the 12th, Khalil Herbert in the 13th, and Curtis Samuel in the 14th. So Wilson, as we know, he does like his running backs in this here. I do like that running back depth. I think he could have waited on Godwin. I'm still not a fan of taking him, too early until we hear, a little more. Um, Again, we already have to worry about any other injuries, let alone getting up to speed and all this kind of stuff. When you're spending that kind of early of a draft pick, there's just other guys there. I'd rather have them just wait on. And then also kind of doubles down and takes Gallup as well, who's also coming off the ACL. So just when you kind of build in a lot of risk, again, it's high risk, high reward. Overall, I did give it a B overall, and it came in as my sixth ranked team. So um, and he's even saying here messed up on Godwin and Gallup. Excuse me. So yeah, so I mean, came in as a six. It's a B. Not that bad. Wasn't anything great. Definitely can compete. If those pieces pan out, you make it to the playoffs. It's going to be a tough team. So well done, Wilson. Wilson. All right, man. So let's move on. We got FF season here in the three spot. Season capitalizes on McCaffrey falling to me to the third spot. I do like the risk first reward there. I'm sure we'll get into that more as the year continues. We all know he's not playing at a in preseason, which is for the better. I'm sure everybody wants that. So again, I do like the McCaffrey pick. I myself made a trade with Dim Boys to try to acquire him in a dynasty startup we did a few weeks ago. So I'm kind of all in on him. So season follows it up with Evans, goes Higgins, then goes Akers, grabs Kittle, and then I think this is where he kind of started auto picking in here. And then who knows kind of what happened. He was on auto pick for a while, but basically goes Kittle, Schultz, Mahomes, Hopkins, Kenneth Walker, Tim Patrick in the 10th, which I do think is a nice pick. Again, grabs Rashad White in the 11th. Second quarterback, Trey Lance in the 12th. Jamison Crowder, who's not a bad pickup, in the 13th there to be connected to that offense. And then AJ Green, who should have a role while Hopkins is out, who he does have here. So you're kind of, getting that little stack there. So I like what he did there. I think he did come back by this end time. But either way, man, just for going on that auto, I had to give you a C minus, brother. 11th ranked team. Can't give the auto picks a good grade. So come back better, man. Come back better. Wilson saying you promise next time we'll do better. It's all right, Wilson, man. That's why we mock. This is why we do it. All right, man. So sorry about that season. Keep coming back, brother. We love you. But we can't have those auto picks, man. Help us out here. Help us out. All right. So let's get into this fourth team here. We have Prado coming in here in the fourth spot, grabbing Justin Jefferson. So elects to pass on Cook, Henry, Harris, Mixon, Swift, which I don't hate. Love the Jefferson pick there. Um, this is where, ooh, I need a glass of water here. This is where you kind of lose me a little bit here, Prado, with Williams here as your RB1. Then goes Josh Allen. I don't know if this was an auto as well, but Allen a little early, but I don't think it was. Mitchell RB2, Pollard RB3, then grabs Sermon. Who knows if he's even the backup there? Ty Price or even Jeff Wilson's still there. You know, so I don't know about that. Just overall, Pollard, Renfro, Knox, Wilson, Claypool, Dak Prescott, Njoku, Jalen Tolbert, and again Trey Sermon at the end. Just kind of wasn't feeling it, too much, but did kind of like how it all eventually came together. I ended up giving it a B. Uh, Ranked it at my number 5 ranked team just because again the Jefferson, Allen, Metcalf, Renfro. I do like those, pieces in there. Tolbert has the chance to start there as well too, and has that stack with Allen and Knox. So again, wasn't feeling that Williams pick, but I think recovered well. Just really like that receiver core with the quarterback stack. So B for me, number 5 ranked team for Prado. So we'll move on here. Wilson saying, "Did Dustin retire?" I believe little sneak peek. I believe he's coming back next week. So, shout out to Dustin. When you're out there, fishing. Frank, of course, has been fishing every weekend. This is what he does during the summer. But once we get a little closer here, he'll be back as well. So no, Dustin did not retire. He will be. He will be here soon. So little teaser. Stay tuned here for next week. All right, so we got the 420 hustler, Alex coming in here, drafting in the 5 spot. Alex comes in and goes Cooper Cup, goes then Mark Andrews, followed by David Montgomery, Jalen Waddle, Damian Harris, Devonta Smith, Kareem Hunt, Ramondre Stevenson, Cordell Patterson, Tom Brady, all the way down here in the 10th, which is nice. Then goes Parker, Hardman, Van Jefferson, and then Marvin Jones here in the 14th. So for me, Hustler, went a little RB heavy for me. Just the wide receivers aren't quite guys that I like, of course. Besides Cup, I'm just not that big on Waddle, Smith. I don't mind the Parker kind of Hardman. You're taking a stab there. Jefferson's not bad late, but I don't know what Jones's role is going to be there in that offense this year. Um, wasn't too bad. I gave it a B minus. Think the construction was fine. I think how and where he drafted, the specific positions, those running backs, again, getting that quarterback in that spot there too in the 10th. I think it was done just really well, getting Andrews up there, which is, what keeps it at a B minus and came in as my 8th ranked team. So sorry about that, Hustler. A little rough on that one. But just me personally, not guys that I'm feeling too much. But, that's what the difference of opinion is. That's what it's all about. All right, man. So we have a classic Mike. I need a glass of water here. I'm not used to holding it down here all by myself, but we'll get through this. So we got classic Mike coming in here with Dalvin Cook, followed by Saquon Barkley. So just grabs those 2 RBs right out of the gate, followed by AJ Brown, Allen Robinson, Jerry Judy. Gets those 3 wide receivers in there. Then comes in, gets his running back 3 and Devin Singletary. Grabs his tight end and Dallas Goedert in the 7th. RB4 and Michael Carter in the 8th. Grabs his quarterback, Russell Wilson, down here in the 9th, stacked with Judy. Then grabs Darrell Henderson here in the 10th, followed by DJ Chark in the 11th, Jacoby Myers in the 12th, Darrell Williams in the 13th, and then Evan Ingram in the 14th. So to me, the way he just kind of banged out those top 5, got his RB3 in there, who's decent, got a decent tight end. That's probably the only thing I can probably argue with. Maybe you just go a different route there. Maybe go Russell Gage, Ayuk, maybe somebody like that, Chase Edmonds, if you want. I prefer maybe to go receiver there and just kind of punt tight end a little later. Unless I'm getting one of those top two guys, Andrews or Kelsey, maybe in the Schultz range. I'd grab Schultz, but even that's a question mark. I think I'm starting to like Ertz even a little better. But to me, otherwise, I'm just kind of going in this Komet, Irv Smith, Joe Everett, streaming kind of tight end range. So that's the only knock I have on this team. Other than that, man, classic Mike. Interestingly enough, man, my number one ranked team, I give it an A. Unfortunately, uh, I have to give it to you, man. Show you the love. Of course, it's when you're not here. But came in as my number one ranked team and got my got an A. So well done, classic Mike. He's going to be working early, which is why he can't join us here. I believe he has to get up 5 a.m. his time, so or be somewhere, I believe, at 5 a.m. So hopefully, when he's watching this on his way in, puts a little smile on his face. So well done, classic. Well done. All right, so we'll move on here. We have the Cody saying here, Mike sniped him 3 times in this draft. And we'll talk about his team now. So we'll see how you recovered from those snipes. So let us know who you were looking for, and how you kind of teetered. So Magoats comes here, goes Henry Chubb. They're kind of doing the same thing, grabbing their 2 RBs right out of the bat. Then goes Pittman as his wide receiver 1. Goes Darren Waller as his tight end. Mike Williams as his wide receiver 2 and the 5th. CH in the 6th. Kind of a little wasted pick here. But again, kind of match that RB3. So I don't hate it. Love this Gage and Lazard in the 7th and 8th. Then goes Christian Kirk. I've kind of picked him up a little bit just to have some exposure in best ball, but I don't expect too much out of him. But again, they did pay him, so we'll see what happens. Love this Damian Pierce as a RB4 pick here. Kenny Galladay, I could probably do without. Then goes Aaron Rodgers, who I think if he would have picked, Stafford or Derek Carr here instead of Galladay, I think would have, probably put him ahead of Mike potentially here. Otherwise, I don't know if he got autoed these last couple picks here, but either way, Mostert and Bourne are just kind of if they hit, whatever, or they could easily be cut. But to me, the rest of the team is pretty solid. Do love the construction here. Mr. McGoats, and again, this isn't even any kind of get right anything at all. Again, check out that 2 days podcast. Sorry about that, McGoats. Check them out. Links in the description. 2 day podcast. Make sure you go check them out here on Get Right Fantasy Network. But comes in as my number 2 ranked team as a minus. Just to me, again, those things I mentioned are the things I think that could have tweaked it. He's saying that Judy, Chark, and Williams are all those guys that he ended up sniping him on. So yeah, I can see how those would have made your team a little better there. So okay, so the Mostert wasn't a. I mean, I don't hate the Mostert pick. I was real big on him last year, as you guys know. Just I like Edmonds a little better there. Who knows what's really going to happen in that backfield. So yeah, he's saying no auto and that damn Mike. Yeah, it's classic move, man. The snipe. It's classic. That's what he's here for. All right, so well done. Magoats coming in as my number 2 ranked team, a little A minus. And for those of you who are watching, after we get done with this grade, we have one of our own, Jake the Snake, who did his live draft today. They online draft. They just drafted a few hours ago. They finished kind of right when we were coming on. A lot of the guys here on Get Right are in that league. Pillsbury Throwboy, Flag Dog, Gus Bus, and more. A lot of these guys have drafted here with us before. They're all subscribers of the show. So big shout out to you guys there. We will pop into that draft, bring it up, and just do a quick breakdown after we're done here for anyone who does want to stay for the end of that. So yeah, so we'll move it on here. Next team we have here is Mr. Shane P. Halam. Shout out to Shane. Go check him out. Check him out on Twitter. Find all of his content there. Friend of the show. We had him on last year. I need to get him on here again. So Shane, we'll have to connect and get you on here and maybe have you come on for either a draft or one of these breakdowns. Definitely would love to pick your brain on these guys and love the different strategies you bring here for us. So let's see how he did. Drafting here out of the 8th spot goes Najee Harris. Here as his RB1, followed by CeeDee Lamb is his wide receiver one in the second. Then goes Alvin Kamara in the third, which is just great value if he plays, which we're hearing a lot. We did talk about it on Friday. Go check out that part of the show. Just with the potential suspension. I mean, if he doesn't play and you're getting this value on him, it could be game winning piece. So you're hitting those games, you better try to get Ingram or build out your depth. So anyway, Kamara there in the third, Kyle Pitts here in the fourth, goes Darnell Mooney in the fifth, grabs J.K. Dobbins, who we were talking about earlier, in the sixth, hoping he'll be ready for week one. So a little risk there with those guys. Then goes Elijah Moore here in the seventh, Trey Burks here in the eighth. Obviously, we're hearing those question marks coming out of camp with him and his asthma, things like that. Is it fodder? Is he the Jamar Chase of last year, talking about he can't catch the ball and then just kind of blows everything out of the water? We'll see. Goes Jalen Hurts here in the ninth, followed by Christian Watson in the 10th, Marlon Mack in the 11th, which is just kind of another value pick. It's an RB4. And this build that would be nice for him just to kind of get by, depending on how Kamara and Dobbins pan out. Then goes Ty Davis Price here in the 12th, because you never know what's going to happen in San Francisco. Then goes KJ Osborne, who is just a fantastic pick. Really like KJ Osborne. Was watching some of his film. He has some real potential, especially if they are going to open up this offense and go a little more three wide. Let alone if he gets Adam Thielen gets hurt again. This kid could really pop this year, so keep an eye on him. And then grabs his QB2 down here in the 14th in Justin Fields. So nice draft there. Oh, and Cody's pointing out, didn't overlook that Rogers Lazard stack. I did see it, but I would rather have those other quarterbacks that I was saying, over him, regardless of the stack. So, he also plays cold weather. Stafford's on the West Coast, plays in a dome. Same thing with Carr, playing in Vegas, playing in a dome. Stafford has that Week 17 matchup, with the Chargers, which is a big best ball stack. Just to me, it's just a much better pick, I think, than Rodgers there. But that's just me. Let's see. Where were we at? Shane's team. So Shane came in here as my number 3 ranked team. So went 6 spot, 7 spot, 8 spot as my 1, 2, 3. So I guess that's the spot I liked here in this draft. B plus for Shane. So well done. Appreciate you coming out and spending your Friday with us. Thank you, Shane. All right. Let's get through, man. So we got who is this? FFL God 1 drafting here in the 9 spot. Goes Jamar Chase, who I like this year. Then goes Lenny Lacy here in the second. Leonard Fournette. Then he goes Ezekiel Elliott here in the third, which I like. Getting Zeke as an RB2 this year. I think it's a fine pick, especially when you're getting Jamar Chase as your wide receiver 1. Nice build here. Then goes with Sutton as his wide receiver 2, attached to a good offense, good quarterback. So I'm liking these first 4 picks. Then grabs top 3 quarterback here. If you want to argue about it, plays in a dome. Again, nice Week 17 matchup. Again, threw for 5,000 yards. Has potential still to grow, and just has a cannon. We all remember that throw from last year. I think went over 60 yards in the air. So just again, keep that in mind. Then goes Juju Smith here in the sixth, followed by Drake London in the seventh, Chase Edmonds in the eighth, Mike Gesicki in the ninth. Then goes Naeem Hines in the 10th, Tyler Algier, I believe is how you pronunciate it, or pronounce it. Tycoon, correct me on that one. So Algier there in the 11th. I'll work on it. Then goes Sammy Watkins here in the 12th. Irv Smith, great pick here in the 13th. And then QB2 and Matt Ryan here in the 14th. So FFL God came in here to me. I gave it a B. Just a good top end talent. Only weakness is kind of that tight end with Gasecki. Personally, I'm fine with Irv Smith, and that's just starting him, who you have as your tight end too, and just kind of stream. So to me, you could have probably just went another running back or wide receiver instead of Gasecki there. There's just plenty of those later tight ends that you could go with and just get a little more value out of that pick. Could have got a piece of that Kansas City offense with Valdez Scantling, Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney, who I've been watching tape on, kind of starting to really like him right now. Cook, Madison, just some guys that kind of went, that were available there. So again, just that tight end spot, unless you're getting one of those, early guys, it's, great or late, as they're kind of saying. And that's just how I've kind of always been anyway. Um, so that's it, man. Came in as a B, number 4 ranked team overall. Not bad. Like what you did there. So we'll get to it, man. We have Dim Boys saying Herbert is not a top 3. I said arguably. I did say arguably, right? I'm just saying, I did say arguably. So we could argue about it. We'll take that. I'll have to have you come on. Let me know what you guys think. I'm thinking of having a show as we get started and just kind of open it up for people to come on video and ask your question. You can come on, ask your question, spin a little, segment. We can kind of go back and forth and then, see how that works. So let me know if you guys would be interested in something like that. So there it is. So he said, yeah, we could argue about it. So he's arguing about it. So that's perfect. That's what we're here for, man. So we'll see. With Everett, he has just Eckler, Everett, Williams. He just has a lot of weapons at his disposal. The defense should be a little better this year, but it is, in that AFC West where he's playing Kansas City twice. He's playing the Raiders twice, playing Denver twice. Those are just all high-powered offenses. I just think, in order to, do anything, if people do have them, getting into the playoffs this year, he's going to have to be a top 3, quarterback, I believe, to compete with those guys. So he has the weapons to do it. Again, playing in good weather, got to the dome. To me, it's not a bad setup for him. So, top 5 maybe, but to me, I think he's my QB2, I believe, 2 or 3. I have him right in there. So either way, there we go. We argued about it just a little bit, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you want to come on camera and actually argue about it, let me know, them boys. All right, guys. So we'll move it on here. Speaking of the guy, we have Dim Boys here drafting in the 10th spot. Comes out with Money Mixon as his RB1, followed by Aaron Jones, who I traded, CMC for. He and I did a couple other pieces involved. I believe it was Sutton and Jones for CMC basically. And anyway, goes Deontay Johnson here as his wide receiver 1, followed by Scary Terry as his wide receiver 2. Brandon Cooks, who I am on this year officially. I'm riding that bandwagon. I think the targets are going to be there. I do like the progression Mills is making. So I love Cooks there as a wide receiver 3. Then grabs a nice RB3 in Sanders. Seems like, some of the industry is starting to come around on him just a bit. Just that fluky 0 touchdown last year.
You're going to get some good value out of him. So if you do go, zero RB or hero RB, he's just kind of one of those guys you can grab a little later. I did mention it earlier. I do like Ertz, who we grabbed here in the seventh, followed by Bobby Trees here in the eighth. Then goes James Cook in the ninth, Kadarius Tony in the 10th, grabs Matt Stafford in the 11th, followed by Melvin Ingram in the 13th, or I'm sorry, in the 11th, and then Alec Pierce in the 13th, and David Bell in the 14th. So um, overall, them boys and we don't. I mean, I gave you a B minus. Just I don't like. I'm not really feeling DJ. I like him. I'm just not feeling him this year. I got to see it. What he does. And I don't know what to kind of make of Scary Terry just yet. So just based on that, I mean, I do love everything else kind of about the build, but I'm just a little worried with that wide receiver core. What could come of it. So to me, again, I gave it a B minus. It's my seventh ranked team, so not bad. Just not guys that besides Cooks, Mixon Jones, I'm fine with, and Sanders I do like, and Ertz. Other than that, I mean, I do like some of these guys, but just there's so many question marks with some of them. You know, I don't know, man. Maybe I talked myself into maybe moving you up a spot or two, but I came in at a 7 just based on how the rest of the teams kind of panned out. So, I mean, I do like the guys. I just don't like how it kind of came together for whatever reason. So you can hate me if you will, but it's all good. And he's saying, yeah, the last two were lotto tickets and instead of come on and argue about all sorts of stuff with you. That's perfect, man. I love. I have Sanders all over the place. The value is just too good right now, and that's what I'm saying. Is just at the price, it's just it's great. So he's saying normally he would have taken Sutton where he took Terry, but he wanted to try something new. And again, that's the other thing too is you don't want to just keep drafting the same guys all the time. Um, and yeah, just kind of see how it came together. But yeah, I definitely would have took Sutton, and I don't know who I would have taken there, instead of Deontay. So I mean, maybe that was the best available. I don't know. That's tough. Probably would have went Sutton there, and then maybe grabbed Allen Robinson on the way back, something like that. Anyway, all right. So moving on. Awkward Shark Dad. Awkward Shark Dad. This is I think only maybe the second one Shark Dad's done with us so far this year. Appreciate him. One of the OGs from last year when we got started. Wants to give up his seat for some of the newer folks here with us, which I do appreciate. He was in a ton of the mocks last year, but he was feeling it this week, and we were able to get him in. So appreciate you coming out. He ends up drawing that dreaded 11 spot. So we'll see what he ends up doing with the team here. He goes DeAndre Swift in the 111, followed by Travis Kelce. Ooh, what is he saying here? Terry definitely finished this season above A Rob. All right. I mean, I can see that. I just, the contract and just, Wentz. I don't know, man. We'll see. I mean, Pittman did all right. So, I mean, Terry can do good. Terry's good. So I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I won't even take that gentleman's bet because I think I agree with that. I do have him ranked. Let me see. Sorry, guys. I have Terry at 18 and A Rob at 22. So, I mean, I do agree with you there, technically, but it is close. I have Cooks, Johnson, McLaurin, all just 16, 17, 18. Your whole receiving core. I mean, so it's not bad. It's just I'd like to get a little something better. Anyway, all right. So we'll move on. I digress. Sorry about that. Yeah, and he's saying they support good wide receivers almost every year. I do agree. I do agree. I stand corrected, them boys. Like I said, I could argue I could move you up a spot or two. I just like some of these other teams a little better, man. No hard feelings. All right, so we got Shark Dad. Like I said, he went Swift at the 111. Comes back around at the 2-2. It grabs Kelsey. In the third, he grabs DJ Moore. Then it goes Antonio Gibson in the fourth, followed by Rashad Bateman in the fifth. Then goes Amari Cooper in the 6th, followed by Kyler Murray in the 7th, Tyler Lockett in the 8th, Alexander Madison in the 9th, Sky Moore in the 10th, Kenneth Gainwell in the 11th, Rondell Moore in the 12th, Devontae Foreman in the 13th, and Brian Robinson backing up that Gibson pick here in the 14th. So I see what you're doing there, Shark Dad. Overall, just not a team I'm feeling all the way. I gave it a C. Man, I'm sorry. It's my 10th ranked team. Just again, a lot of guys that I'm just personally kind of fading. Um, some of those guys I'll just go reach for a guy that I like, just because I have him maybe ranked or just like him higher. In those situations, again, that 11 spot is just a funky little spot, depending on how the guys are drafted in front of you. Just kind of targeting offenses or just kind of situations that I'm not, you know, feeling out. Maybe here or there, if you want to have one of these guys or so on a team, but just kind of how the whole team kind of came together. Just a lot of question marks for me. Swift and Kelsey are no brainers. But again, more you could say he's a no brainer. But once you hit Gibson, Bateman, Cooper, Murray's fine, Lockett, Sky Moore, Rondell Moore, those are all just so many question marks with all these receivers. Not just one guy you could just feel comfortable with. I mean, maybe some people feel, you'd have to feel comfortable with more. But just overall, you don't really know what you're going to get out of these guys. And a lot of these other guys here are just like purely handcuffs, needing an injury for something else to happen, not, too much standalone value. So for that, again, came in at a C and my 10th ranked team. So don't worry, man. I'm next. I won't spend too much time on it, but I did give this team. It was a bad team for me. I guess I've been doing too much best ball. Again, I can't make excuses for it, but I did want to kind of try something out, and then kind of veered in the middle of it, and just kind of lost sight of kind of what I was doing here. So I only drafted 3 total running backs: Hall, Etienne, and Jones. So things would have to happen, with me on the wire to be aggressive there to find a little depth. But in the playoffs, if these guys, play out to potential, they just haven't. Neither one of my running backs have taken an NFL snap. Devontae Adams, Steph Diggs, I don't think anyone's going to argue there. Felt like I have great, receiving depth: Thielen, Davis, Ayuk, Olave, and MVS. And then I grabbed Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins as my 2 late quarterbacks, and then Komet and Everett as my 2 late tight ends, which I didn't mind that part there. But I definitely, need another pick or two for some running back depth. So for me, in my standards, I gave myself a D plus. Just didn't execute what I kind of intended to, which I don't know exactly what it was. I was just kind of taking guys I wanted in that spot because it is the 12th spot. It is a little tough, especially in one QB. So it just didn't work out for me. So is what it is, man. Let's see. We got a little behind here on the chat. So Dennis said A-Rob has a better QB. I do agree on that. Beckham looked great with Stafford. I agree with that. Let's see. He doesn't. Spiteri is a clear cut number 1 on his team, and A-Rob's definitely not on his. Definitely has to deal with Cup. Same theory. Mike Williams over Terry. So they're just kind of getting into a back and forth here. I love that. Not in a bad way. They're just talking it out. Just doesn't trust Wentz, and I'm kind of right there with you. That's what I was kind of saying. The new Samuel is healthy, and Dotson, and Dennis is saying, Ross, I was hoping Cousins came back to me. So I sniped you there. So sorry about that, man. Sorry about that. Very nice. All right. So is what it is, man. So those are the grades. Really appreciate it. Appreciate you guys all coming out. We will be doing, I believe, a super flex PPR mock this Friday. So if you are interested, let us know. Hit myself up here on Sleeper at Rastafarian, or on Twitter, DM me. We can get you into next week's mock. Bring a friend, man. Bring someone new to the channel. We did push over 400 subscribers. So we will be doing a little drawing, 400 subscriber drawing. So just stay tuned for that. We'll just post a little video have you guys put a little hashtag comment in one of the in the comments of that video, and then we'll just do a comment picker and pick out our winner and give away some swag or something like that. We'll decide what we're gonna do there. So, like I said, you finally gave a D this year, and it's my own team. Hey, man, we're getting closer, dude. I have to be a little realistic here, man. Um, you know, just gotta show people sometimes what not to do. Don't do what I did on this one. But that's why we mock, man. Someone has to do it. But yeah, so just like I said, we're gonna bring up um Jake the Snake and the fellas draft here. So just give me 1 second if you guys do want to check this out. We will just kind of break down this draft. I kind of picked at it for just a little bit, but I haven't completely gone through it. So you guys will kind of see my process here on how I pick it out, and how I kind of just do my breakdowns here. So we have a little bit of time, so let's get that done. So shout out to Jake the Snake, Pillsbury Throwboy. Who else is in this league? Gus Bus. A lot of the get right guys here. And why isn't this working? All right, here we go. All right, so this is the Mockers Anonymous League. These guys started their draft, I believe, at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So they were just kind of finishing up when we went on live here. So again, big shout out to Flag Dog here in the 101, King Big Hole here in the 102, Flock Kit here at the 103, Pillsbury Throwboy here at the 104, Breezes 09 here drafting fifth, Busty Chuck something or another. I believe he's mocked with us before here in the sixth. We have Scambino in the seventh, our Jake the Snake here in the eighth, Pasadena Pat. Oh, I didn't get the full name there. Gus Bus in the 10th. HR Powers, who I believe is mocked with us before, here in the 11th. And Kid Cutta here in the 12th. So shout out to the Mockers Anonymous. Appreciate you sharing your draft board with us here. So let's kind of go through these teams just real quick, and we'll see how it goes, man. What are you guys doing? What's up, Season? Welcome. Go back. You'll see what I can tell you what I gave you. So you don't have to go back right now, but you could go back what I said. I think I gave you a C minus because you're auto drafting when all that happened when he went on auto. So I just unfortunately that brings you all the way down. But I gave myself a D plus, so I did. You did beat me at least, so I'll do that for you. Dennis is saying the D is for Dallas, more like F for 49ers. That was a good one. All right, Dem boy, stop hating, man. Stop hating. What's up, Josh Sanders? Pasadena Patriots here. What's good? Shout out, Josh. About to break this down. Appreciate you coming on here. Appreciate the subscribe, man. Awesome having you guys in here and sharing your draft with us, man. Real live draft. This isn't a mock. This is an actual draft. So the best part about this is we'll see how it all plays out. Obviously, a lot of management, of course, I'm sure is going to happen. Injuries are going to happen. But let's at least give it our best little forecast here. So big shout out to Josh, the Pasadena Patriots in here. So there it is. Oh, so Pasadena Pat is Patriots. There it is. All right, man. So let's do it. So Flag Dog here in the 101. He goes Taylor Allen, Williams, Cooks, Josh Allen, Miles Sanders, Drake London, Lockett, Ertz in the 9th, J.D. McKissick in the 10th, Ingram in the 11th, Hardman in the 12th, Robbie Anderson in the 13th, and then Zay Jones here in the 14th. So running backs, he has Taylor, Williams, Sanders, McKissick, Ingram, 5 running backs. I do like that depth. McKissick has standalone value. Ingram, should have standalone value as well. Maybe goal line work. Like him more, of course, in best ball. But should anything happen to Kamara, that's the guy. Sanders, we were talking about earlier. Love that as an RB3. Williams, has as much upside as anybody. Like him, again, behind Taylor. I think it's a nice, safe pick. Wide receivers, Allen and Cooks. I do like that. Are you guys starting 3 wide receivers or 2 wide receivers here? Josh, let me know. Is it 2 wide receivers? Flex, what do you guys got going on there? I should have looked at that before. I apologize. Otherwise, I like it better if it's two wide receivers. Not digging these, pass cooks. London I don't hate. Lockett is question mark. I do like Ertz. Hardman, it's a piece of that Kansas City offense. One of these guys is going to pop. Don't like Anderson or Jones too much. But overall, I think it's a pretty solid team. Again, when you have Josh Allen at the helm, he can kind of just him and Taylor could just win you weeks by themselves. I don't know if Allen possesses that same quality anymore, but he should be nice and consistent in that offense, in that division. So I do like this team. Flag Dog, well done. Um, I guess overall, if I had to give it a grade, I'd probably say it's probably at a B so far, is kind of where I like it. I mean, it's not bad, not too bad. A little worried, need some help on the receivers. Someone will pop here. All right, so Dennis is saying I like your team, Pasadena. Nice draft. So well done. Um, FOC said I just checked back. I didn't auto accidentally took Schultz because I forgot he picked Kittle. Oh man. Well then I don't know. Maybe I have to grade that a little differently. But it's still, I don't know. It's kind of a bad mess up taking the two. I mean, you can flex it, but we'll see. Said he hasn't done much mocks this year, so he's just rusty. It's all good, man. Like I said, it's just is what it is, brother. It is what it is. Come on, Anthony. If Cowboys fans and Niners fans can't hate on each other, then this life is worthless. And I do agree with that too. So again, that's why you got to come on and argue. All right, man. So we'll get to this. Appreciate anybody who is staying here with us, besides the guys here in this league. But it is cool just to see an actual draft pan out. They are drafting a little early, so these guys are serious, man. So this is awesome. So again, just really appreciate you guys sharing this with us. So King Big Hole here grabs McCaffrey in the 2 spot, grabs Debo as his wide receiver 1, followed by Elliott as his RB2, grabs Metcalf in the 4th, Darren Waller in the 5th, Russell Gage in the 6th, who I do like. I do like that kind of receiving core. Not that big on Samuel. Probably actually would have taken Allen over him. Maybe even Higgins or AJ Brown. But again, I don't hate it. I think it's good value for Metcalf. I do like the Gage pick. Then goes Chase Edmonds, then Trey Burks. Grabs his QB and Trey Lance, so he gets that stack with Samuel. Rondell Moore in the 10th. I just really hope he has more than averages more than a like 1 yard A dot this year, which hopefully he does with Hopkins being out. Gets Tim Patrick, who I think is a great value here in the 11th. Again, attached to that offense. He's technically the wide receiver too. Probably is going to play more snaps than Judy, but we'll see what actual target share it is, or if he's in there blocking more because he is a bigger guy. Again, Tyler Algier in the 12th. Then goes Pickens in the 13th, which who knows what we get there. And then Brian Robinson in the 14th. So I like this team. But maybe besides the CEH pick, I think I might like Rojo actually a little better. That you can get a little later. But again, I think your first, 6 picks or so are nice. And then you pick it up here with the, Patrick Algier here at the end. Again, I'm just not too big of a Lance Samuel fan, even though again you are seeing the Niners, but in fantasy, I just don't know if it's because of my fandom. I just, it's just a tough combo. I don't know where we're going to get out of those two this year. I think the value of having Samuel was last year. I don't think you should buy it this year where he's going. So I actually kind of like targeting Ayuk a little better. So in this one, um, ah, I think I'm coming in at a B minus on this one. I think I do like Flag Dog's team just a bit better here. That Allen, advantage there keeps him ahead. So maybe even a little bit of a C plus, but it's not that bad. We'll see. There's still quarterbacks available. These guys weren't taking 2 quarterbacks, so there'll be guys out there. All right. So anyway, don't hate me, King Big Hole. Good luck to you, man, and we'll see what happens. A lot could change. All right, man. So we got Flockett here in the 3rd spot. He goes Cup Hill as his 2 wide receivers. Then goes Connor and Jacobs. So grabs all 4 of his starters there. Gets Jerry Jeudy as wide receiver 3. Damian Harris in the 6th. uh, Christian Kirk, Alan Lazard, Matt Stafford, Devin Singletary, Komet, Samuel, Marlon Mack, and Braylon Edwards. Brandon? Brian Braylon. Who's Braylon Edwards? I remember him. He played for the Jets. Anyway, Brian Edwards here in the 14th. I do like the start of this team. Love Lazard, Judy. I think he has the depth there. Good pick in Stafford there, getting that stack with Cup. Singletary, has the running back depth. I don't mind Connor as an RB1, especially when you have those two guys as your two wide receivers. I think Hill's a fine wide receiver too. He'll still get his points. And you're getting him back after the second round. So I do like this team, man. Not great on the Jacobs and Harris picks, kind of too much, but I think you can deal with it. I do like the Curtis Samuel pick down here late as well. So this is a B plus team for me here, if not maybe even A minus. I like this team. Just that Jacobs Harris, I'd basically try to package those guys and go grab somebody. Honestly, that's what I'd end up trying to do, but that's just me. So well done, Flockett. Definitely going to be a team to contend with. All right, so we got Pillsbury Throwboy here. Hold on, we got some things here. Oh yeah, Josh is saying appreciate it, brother. And Debo wide receiver 5 this year is my prediction. Where do I have him? I mean, this is where I'm drafting him. I'm drafting him as my wide receiver 11. I do have him ahead of Hill. I don't know. I think I'm coming around to put Hill a little higher. I think I'm just gonna make that switch right now and put Tyreek Hill ahead of Debo. I mean, Trey Lance could be the truth, and again, make me eat my words there, but yeah, I just made the change. So there he is. Debo, wide receiver 12. So he's still wide receiver 1. So can't hate on it. All right. So Pillsbury Throwboy goes Eckler, Mark Andrews, AJ Brown, J.K. Dobbins, Chris Godwin, Amari Cooper, Rashad Penny, Melvin Gordon, Robert Woods, MVS, Tom Brady, Dawson Knox, James Robinson, and Aaron Rodgers. So gets the 2 GOAT quarterbacks there. AJ Brown, Godwin, Cooper. A lot of question marks there. If Watson plays, that's going to be great. If Dobbins is ready for week 1, as he proclaimed today, this team could be, something to deal with if a lot of those things fall in place. I personally don't like taking all that risk, in the 4th, 5th, and 6th. That's just a lot of risk there. I like the Penny Gordon picks late as the backup running back, so kind of mitigates some of that risk here with Dobbins. Woods, I don't mind. MVS gets a piece of that Kansas City offense, and we don't really know what to expect here with James Robinson yet. I am a big ETN fan. Quarterbacks to me are fine. This is a good team. I like what he did. Just those picks 4, 5, and 6 kind of combined are a little tough. Maybe if you go Mooney there, maybe A-Rob, Gabe Davis, Thielen, Moore, Bateman. I mean, Russell Gage. I mean, maybe I like 2 of those guys better than these 2 guys. But other than that, Throwboy, I can't complain. It's going to be a nice team. With that Mark Andrews, you do have that advantage there. Nice team. Definitely give it at least a B plus. If you didn't have the Godwin Cooper thing there, it'd easily be an A for me. So well done, Pillsbury. Dim Boys is saying it's criminal how low Singletary is going this year. I know Cook will have a role, but Singletary should be a low end RB2. Yeah. Let's see. I have him right now. Singletary. So I have him as my RB30. Maybe I can move him up a little more, but I mean, I have Melvin Gordon ahead of him, Kareem Hunt, CH. Yeah, I'm going to move CH behind him for sure. Right now, I'm Miles Sanders ahead of him, Dobbins ahead of him, Josh Jacobs ahead of him, Gibson, Elijah Mitchell, AJ Dillon, Akers. I can't get him into that top 24. I don't know who I'm going to kick out to get him in there. So the best I could do, I think, maybe I can move him behind Sanders before Hunt and Gordon. since he should have the bulk, and those two are kind of projected as the smaller half of the timeshare. So I'm gonna put him as my RB27. I think that's the best I can do right now. So let's do that. Let's lock that in. And my rankings, I believe, are available now on the website, getrightff.com. Check it out. I think myself and Classics draft rankings are on there. We will keep those updated, so just check them there. It will tell you the date that we did last update them. So getrightff.com. Click that tab for rankings, and you'll see draft rankings and check them out. And that's also where you'll find our weekly rankings. And I think my dynasty rankings are up there as well, or we'll have to put them back up. So again, getrightff.com. All right, so let's get back to this draft, and then we'll get the heck out of here. But this is fun, man. Again, really appreciate it. So we got Breezes 09. And again, for those of you guys who are still here, this is the Mockers Anonymous draft. They were sharing it with us after our mock. So this is an actual real league that just drafted a few hours ago. So Najee Harris, Nick Chubb, Alvin Kamara as his 3 running backs out of the gate. Then goes Kittle as his tight end 1 there in the 4th. Then goes and grabs his receivers and Smith Schuster, Bateman, and Hopkins. Then goes Dak Prescott as his QB1, RB4 and James Cook. Then goes Jamison Williams and the 10th, Isaiah Spiller in the 11th, David Bell in the 12th, Van Jefferson in the 13th, and Ty Davis Price here. Ooh, 6-1-2-19. Yeah, I love that. Down here in the 14th. So we'll see, man. This team, I mean, obviously goes running back heavy, grabbing 6 running backs, gets Harris and Chubb, so that Kamara is just going to be a steal. Hopefully he has a flex spot where he can, put him in. Definitely, can make up for, lack of a wide receiver, a true wide receiver one. I mean, maybe Hopkins, once he gets back, but also has Williams. So, the next best receiver, if it is a 3 wide receiver league, that he can put up there is Bell or Van Jefferson, which I don't think works out, to start the year. So hopefully this is just 2 wide receiver, and hopefully you can get by with Smith Schuster and Bateman until Hopkins gets back. So I think there is potential here. Of course, you have the option to trade one of those 3 running backs for a top wide receiver, to maybe someone whose running back goes down or something like that when Kamara comes back. So you do have some options here. I do like it. Just kind of taking the best talent and tradable asset there, Breezes. So nice job there. So I mean, I do like this team. The wide receivers do scare me if this is a PPR. I forgot to ask that as well. If it's standard, I do like it a little more. But again, if it is full PPR, which I'm pretty sure that's what these guys play, I'd have to give it a nice, man, I'd have to say B. I'd lean in that B plus area, A minus, if you had a little better wide receiver 1. I mean, I don't know who exactly you would take there instead of Kittle. Maybe Metcalf, Cooks. I mean, that's not, I like those guys as 2s or 3s. The opportunity you had was to grab like a Higgins or Pittman, Johnson. And again, I still think Kamara was the best talent out of those guys. So hopefully you can trade into a nice wide receiver 1 later in the year. So I'll give it a solid B. Not a bad team. All right. Let's see. So Josh is saying it is PPR. All right. So yeah, it's a nice team. Nice team. All right. So Busty Chuck something. Let us know what that says, Josh. Goes Jefferson in the 6th spot. Leonard Fournette here in the 2-7. Grabs Kyle Pitts in the 3rd. David Montgomery in the 4th. Darnell Mooney in the 5th. Patty Mahomes in the 6th. Renfro in the 7th. Walker in the 8th. Claypool in the 9th. Tyler Boyd, Jarvis Landry, DJ Chark, Sammy Watkins, and Nico Collins. So just bangs out wide receivers there at the end. Builds his running back depth, fairly early, only taking 3 running backs out of the gate. So that is a little risky. But again, you kind of get into that zone where, there's more upside with these wide receivers than the running backs that are available. So maybe you trade one of these guys out for, an RB2, but, you're pretty solid up top, in a nice little kind of double hero RB build, Busty. So I don't hate it. And again, I mean, I like these guys, Jefferson, Fournette, Pitts. I mean, not bad in the third. Again, I'd still prefer probably somebody else there than a tight end, but again, at the same time, you do have a potential advantage there. Montgomery, Mooney, Mahomes, Renfro. I mean, I like all these guys here. So I mean, B plus to me on this team. So well done, Busty. B plus on that one. Mike says thanks for the grade on the 4th pick. Oh, Mike, are you Pillsbury throw boy? Really? So it'll take that P. Oh, on the first mock. Oh, okay. So, all right, I have to go back and see who that was then. All right, I don't know if I've matched your sleeper tag with your YouTube tag yet. So let me know what your sleeper tag is real quick. But he's saying he'll take it. All right, well, appreciate that. All right, so we'll get through it. This is an actual mock, Mike, just so you know, or this is an actual league that Jake the Snake shared with us. A lot of these guys have drafted with us here on Get Right. So we're just kind of spending a little bit of time here since I was solo tonight. I had a little extra time to kind of go over their league for him. So cool, just checking out an actual league draft that finished just hours ago. All right, so we have Scambino here in the 7th spot. Goes Diggs and Kelsey. I like that start. Higgins, really like that. Hollywood Brown is your wide receiver 3. Not going to hate that. Then grabs kind of some dead zone running backs here in Elijah Mitchell and AJ Dillon. I don't hate it. You have a lot of advantage again in a PPR league with these first 4 picks. So not going to hate against that at all. Then goes Kyler Murray, so he gets that stack with Hollywood Brown there. Then goes Chase Edmonds, so not a bad RB3. Followed by Ayuk as his wide receiver 4. Really like that pick. Gallup could be great when he comes back later in the year. Devontae Parker, we'll see what happens and how they use him there in New England. Then he goes Kenny Gainwell, not a bad backup there. Did score quite a bit, more than Sanders last year on the ground. And we know he will have a role, some standalone value. Then goes Josh Palmer, who's not a bad, just kind of dart throw late. Can have just a boom week. I do like him a lot more in best ball to know when to start him. But with Diggs, Higgins, and Hollywood Brown and Ayuk, I mean, I doubt Palmer ever really even sees a lot of stuff would have to go wrong for him to see the field. And then we have Abram Smith, and I know he's the backup, might even be the backup over Ingram, but pretty much all signs point to Ingram being the backup there unless Smith just blows him out of the water. So Scambino in the 7th spot here. Like what you did with this team. Definitely giving it, I'd give it like a B plus. This is a team that I wouldn't mind having. I love that Kelsey advantage. I'm fine with just those running backs. Because of that value you got late, I still think you got some serviceable guys there. So again, not bad. B plus, kind of A minus. Really like what you did there, Scambino. Well done. All right, so we got Jake the Snake on here. Again, this is the Mockers Anonymous actual league here. We have Jake the Snake who shared the link with us here, drafted in the 8th spot. So Mike's Prado Dynasty. Okay, there we go. Appreciate that, Mike. So Jake the Snake, man, goes Jamar Chase, one of my favorites. Had him last year, helped me win a chip in my belt. So he will always have a place in my heart. Then he goes Aaron Jones, who was also had that combo on a championship team last year as well. They're actually my 2 keepers for my keeper league this year. I'm giving up a 6th and a 5th round pick, a 6th round pick for Chase, and a 5th round pick for Aaron Jones, with a 1 round penalty. So I've had Jones for a few years now, and got Chase in the 7th last year. So only giving up a 6 for him this year. So that's my core. So I do kind of like that already. Then goes Cam Akers as his running back 2 here in the 3rd. Grab Scary Terry. Michael Thomas, Elijah Moore to round out his wide receivers. Goes Kareem Hunt, then Joe Burrow to get that stack with Chase. Ronald Jones, like that pick. Darrell Henderson, handcuffing his own RB2, so I like that pick as well. Jacoby Myers in the 11th, Jamison Crowder in the 10th, Gus Edwards in the 13th, and then Irv Smith uh, getting that late tight end. And Irv Smith, I'm telling you, in the 14th. So that's, to me, this is how I like to build my teams right here. You get those studs. The kind of the questions I have again is this third, fourth, and fifth, maybe even sixth, but I'm okay with Elijah Moore. I mean, I have a couple of shares of him. But again, just not attached to an offense that I'm really kind of targeting. And you heard, if you were here when I was talking about McLaurin with Dim Boys' team, I don't totally love it. But again, he kind of talked to me. We were kind of talking about it. And again, he's going to produce. So again, he's your wide receiver too, which I like, a lot better. The Thomas pick, I think, is a wasted pick. He's just someone I'm kind of just, I have to see it for a year first. If I miss out on it this year, I'm not hating myself. I'd much rather grab Allen Robinson versus Michael Thomas right there, or even Adam Thielen. You had Gabe Davis. So just, for me, not that big of a fan of Thomas. I think you could have got a little more sure of a thing, and definitely part of better offenses, with Allen, Thielen, and Davis there. So again, I think that's where you could have just, tightened things up just a bit. But the rest of this, I can't argue with. So I'm gonna come in with you, Jake. Don't hate me. But I'm gonna come in with this as a B. I would have probably went B minus, but because of the Chase Jones, Akers, and then how you finished it with, Hunt, Burrow, Jones, Henderson, and all that, and then grabbing Irv Smith late right there. It kept you in that B range, maybe even B plus, but I'll keep it at a B just because of that. So nice team, man. Cameron in here. What's up, Cameron? Scambino here. Thanks for the analysis, Ross. You're killing it. So appreciate that, brother. It's tough, man. You don't want people to hate you, but you try to tell them like what's what your true feelings are, man. So I hope you appreciate it. Again, it's no hate. It's nothing personal. We're just looking at construction and teams, and sometimes you just grab what falls to you. You got to be water in these drafts, and sometimes things happen right, and sometimes it doesn't go great as well. So, you got to live with it. That's why you can manage the team, make trades. By no means is this indicative of how the season's going to end. It's just how the journey is just going to begin. So there it is, man. I appreciate it, and appreciate you. If you are a new subscriber, or first time commenter, appreciate you, Cameron, for coming on in here, man. So Joshua says, "Here we go, man. I know it's exciting, man. A real life league starting off, man. It's getting me too excited, man. Got to got to get in these drafts here soon, man. We're just a few weeks away, man. We're here. All right, man. So we got a Pasadena Patriot in the house. He's been on here. So here we go, man. Henry at the one. What is that? 1-9. Then goes Saquon at the 2-4 in the second. Grabs Pittman, DJ Moore, Allen Robinson. Not hating that lineup there. Can't really argue with that DJ Moore pick there. I think it was a good value. After that is McLaurin, who you guys just heard me talk about. Hollywood Brown, Metcalf, Cooks. Um, Moore's numbers kind of speak for themselves, and you could argue he's getting probably one of the better quarterbacks he's had since he's started. So even if he just does the same, he's worth that pick in the fourth. Allen Robinson, nice pick here as his wide receiver 3. Grabs one of the cheat codes, and Lamar Jackson, if he can stay healthy, he's going to be a top producer. I believe I have him in my top 5 or 6, I believe, at worst. Then we go TJ Hawkinson, which to me, this only kind of, I don't want to say mistake, but I would just kind of wait on tight end right there. To me, I think you grab another asset there. Again, just depending on how you play your tight end game. That's my only little knock that I would say. Love the Tony pick. Sky Moore, you're grabbing a piece of that KC offense like that. Naeem Hines will definitely have a role, standalone value. Nice flex piece. RB3 gets Dotson as a nice little lotto ticket there. Alec Pierce, a nice little lotto ticket there. Pat Fairmouth as I would have been fine just with Pat Fairmouth here in the 13th. That's why you could have got someone else there instead of Hawkinson. And then Darrell Williams, Connor hasn't really stayed healthy and played 16, 17 games in his whole career. So Darrell Williams filled in just fine with CEH last year. Pasadena Patriot, love this team. A really good team. A lot of the guys I would take. Again, my only real knock with it is that Hawkinson pick. I mean, other than that, B plus, A minus. Love that Henry Barkley. Love Pittman this year. We'll see if he can produce wide receiver one numbers. But I think between the three of these guys, one of them can finish as a wide receiver one. Especially with bye weeks and things like that throughout the year to get you to the dance, and then hopefully produce at the end of the year. So nice team, Pasadena. Well done. All right, so we'll round it out here. We're almost done. We got Gus Bus here, one of our favorites in the house. We got Dalvin Cook falling all the way to the 10 spot. Does have those legal things going on, but seems like he will be cleared of that. We mentioned a little bit of that on our Friday show, so you can check on that for that info there. But he should be fine. Going to be, used more in the passing game. They're saying maybe they, run more of a two-back system with Madison. So there are some question marks, which is, why he's not being drafted as one of the top three anymore. So, nice value getting him here at the 10th. Gives Mike Evans, love this pick, wide receiver one. Brees Hall is RB2. Grab Sutton as wide receiver two, like that. Schultz to me, I think, is that last kind of tier guy that I would take before I would just wait on somebody if I didn't like the wide receivers that are available at this spot. Personally, I probably would have went like Thielen or Gabe Davis there myself, or maybe even just grabbed Herbert to have one of those elite quarterbacks. But that's just me. Depends how you want to play, your tight end. Goes Amon-Ra St. Brown. A lot of question marks there, kind of like DJ Shark a little more. I mean, he'll definitely have a role, but I think it's, closer to what was happening at the beginning of the season versus the end of the season. But, again, it's happened. When you have a game like that, I know he won a lot of people leagues last year. I personally traded for him in Dynasty myself. So I do have a share of them. But again, there are, the signings they did, just in the draft, getting Williams, of course, DJ Chark, healthy Hawkinson, DJ Swift, Jamal Williams. There's just a lot of mouths there. So we'll see what kind of role Brown can get. Devonta Smith, I think AJ Brown being there actually helps him. Russell Wilson, nice pick here, I believe in the 8th. Rashad White here in the 9th. Alexander Madison in the 10th. So he actually gets his own handcuff there. I love that. Grabs Galladay. Not really feeling Galladay. I mean, the talent, I don't know, man. When you start dealing with those hip injuries, that's kind of what ended, Fitzmagic this year. A lot of other guys. Those hips, man, are hard to come back from, and they're at risk for re-injury. Just we'll see, man. I'd love to see him come back. I was big on him last year, and he just let me down. So I got to see it again. Kind of like Cooks, Then we go Jalen Tolbert, Wandale Robinson. So he grabs two Giants. Not really a fan of grabbing multiple players of not great offenses, but one of these guys might hit. So I kind of understand it. You're kind of throwing darts here at the end anyway. And then goes Clear Herbert, who I think is a great running back to have. We've seen his role if Montgomery were to miss time. So overall, I do really like this team. I like it more if it's two wide receiver and a flex. More so, some question marks. One of these guys is going to hit down here. Gus Bus, I'd give it a solid B. Some question marks. What keeps it from a B plus or in that A range. So there we go. RJ is at Cameron Medicine saying, "What's up, dude?" Oh, there you go. RJ in the house. All right, man. So HR Powers here in the 11th spot goes Mixon here in the 11th spot, followed by CD Lamb in the 2nd. Goes Deontay Johnson in the 3rd. Jalen Waddle as his wide receiver 3, which I like him more as a wide receiver 3 than a wide receiver 2 or 1. Then goes Antonio Gibson, who we talked about earlier. Not bad. I like Herbert. Pollard, we'll see, what happens there. Grab some rookies, Wilson and Watson, those 3 wide receivers. He's pretty much starting them every week. So nice little lotto tickets there. I don't, hate the mindset on those picks. Goes Michael Carter, Damian Pierce, Kendrick Bourne, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and Hunter Henry. Not not feeling this team as much. I mean, I like the Mix and Lamb, picks. I like Herbert. Again, I like what he did with that Wilson and Watson there. Those guys have good potential there, good trade pieces. I give this more of a B minus for me personally, just because I'm a little suspect on Deontay Johnson and Waddle, and what their roles and their situations and the quarterbacks that they're attached to. But the rest of the team's not that bad overall. I mean, you have the Lamb and Pollard, both on the same team. We'll see how it shakes out. There's some things here that could really shake out. I like Peoples Jones more. Of course, if Watson plays, Henry will get touchdowns, streamable type tight end. I like that you waited there. So B minus, definitely keeps it out of the C range. I like the construction. May not agree with the players per se, but I like the construction. So we'll see how this team pans out. And we'll finish up here with man, I appreciate you guys staying for this, man. This is cool. All right, so Kid Cutta here gets the dreaded 12 spot. We'll see what he does with it. DeAndre Swift, Devontae Adams, ETN, PPR league, man. Those are some 3 potential big time PPR targets. Mike Williams has some great touchdown upside. Adam Thielen, great touchdown upside. Gabe Davis has an opportunity to explode. Really like the Chris Olave pick as well too. You guys, you heard me talk about, my question marks with Mike Thomas. Is he effective when he comes back? If he comes back, with Olave there, I think he's, one of the more pro ready, rookies to come out. We'll see, how his connection is with Jameis. Goes Jalen Hurts, QB6 last year. Gets a new weapon in AJ Brown. They beefed up the line, a little better defense. We'll see what he can do. Cordell Patterson, kind of a risky RB3. Ramondre Stevenson, a little risky RB4. Goddard, I don't hate. KJ Osborne, I do like. You got Thielen and Osborne. I don't know if that was, on accident or on purpose. Jameson, or he goes Jamal Williams here as his RB5. And then Devin Duvernay, who I've been picking up late in best ball, especially if I have Lamar just as a little kind of stack there. The 12 spot's tough. I think he did all right. The running backs, depth does scare me a bit. But if Swift and ETN are who we think they are, and produce, I'd be scared, of this team, in the playoffs. So as long as you can make it in, be a team to, it's going to be tough. So I'll give that team a B, B minus, B minus. Kid kind of somewhere in there. B minus is kind of what I'm thinking, but you could tell you guys all knew what you were kind of doing. Quarterbacks, first quarterback, even Allen wasn't taken until the 5th. Just kind of overall, just analyzing the entire draft itself. There's that little grouping of Andrews, Pitts, and Kittle. Schultz and Waller. Went in the 5th. Hawkinson. Like I was telling Pasadena. You didn't have to really pick them there because no other tight end even went for 3 full rounds, 36 more picks before like Ertz went. And then after that, it was still another 20 something picks before the other 2 tight ends went. So I don't think you needed to really reach that early. But I think otherwise it was pretty balanced and spread out. Looks like you guys probably been playing with each other for a while. So overall, I think it was a good draft, good value. I don't think that anything was too crazy. Again, guys like their guys, and can't wait to see how this league pans out. So keep us posted how you guys do, and I'd love to see it, man. So there it is. Just Cameron saying what's up back to Jay, and RJ saying nice work, Ross. Most of these teams seem solid. Good mock, and he's saying never mind, this was a real draft. I like most of these teams. So yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Actual real draft that we got to see. So really like it. When whether there's pride, money, whatever on the line, for this, it's nice to see how, the teams actually shake out, when all the chips are pushed in the middle of the table. So very nice draft. Good luck to everybody here. I don't think anyone is at a total deficit. I think a lot of these teams were in, the B plus and B minus range. Pretty much anyone's ball game. Trades and things like that are going to happen. Injuries are going to happen. So we'll see what team can just get a little lucky and be at the right place, have the right matchups at the right time. A lot of the times that's what it comes down to. So there it is. All right, man. So appreciated you guys who stayed with me there. Can't thank you enough. Again, big shout out to Alex, the 420 Hustler, for jumping on with me last Friday doing the mock. He might be joining me again here this Friday. We'll see what other guests we can round up for you guys here on the mock. If you are interested in mocking with us on Friday nights, um, hit me up on Sleeper or Twitter at Rastafaran, as you see it here, both on Sleeper and Twitter. Also, all of our contact info, everything's in the description. If you're watching, make sure you hit that subscribe button for us, man. It really helps us. Hit that subscribe button. If you are subscribed already, hit that like button. It helps us reach out to more people. I think when we started the show, we were at 412. I'm not sure exactly where we're at right now. But again, we just really appreciate the support as we continue to grow the channel. So other than that, man, we'll be back here on Friday. I think Mike actually might be doing something on Wednesday, breaking down his Scott Fishbowl team. Just giving you guys a little insight on that and his experience there. So keep an eye out for that show, maybe around Wednesday or Thursday. But either way, we'll definitely be back here on Friday with our Friday night mocks. So for myself, Anthony, aka Rasta, for Classic Mike, for Dustin, El Chivo, as well as Fish and Frank, for all of us here at Get Right, make sure you go hit the description, support the channel, man. Go subscribe to our friends out there at the Two A Days podcast, our boy Cody McGoats in here. And we also have a new content creator coming on with us, Wagami Fantasy. So check them out, WAGAMI. We're all going to make it, WagamiFantasy.com. And they're going to be coming on board with us, I believe, here in this next week or so. So we got a lot coming into you, man. We're adding to the channel. I'm out here rolling my sleeves up for you guys, trying to bring you guys guests, different outlooks, outtakes, on this upcoming fantasy season. Of course, once we jump into the season, we'll be getting back to our start sits, our roster management, doing all that kind of stuff throughout the year, recaps, injuries, all that good stuff. Again, come join the community in our private sleeper channel. That's also in the description as well. So just get in that description, man. Everything's there. So again, for all of us here at Get Right, man, we appreciate the support. I'm getting out of here. We'll see you here on Friday. Peace.